So let's look at how we would set up a simple sign-up page in Mailchimp that will offer a discount to people when they join our email list. So in this example, we have a shop, Awesome Aunties. They sell things that aunties, gifts that aunties can give to their nibblings. And what we want to do is have a sign-up page that we can promote in different places, offering people a 10% discount when they sign up to our newsletter. So in Mailchimp, we go to the campaign section and click on Create Campaign. And under here we have a few options because under campaigns you start off quite a few different things, but it's the landing page one that we're wanting to look at today. We want to look at the sign up landing page because this is where we're wanting to get sign-ups. So let's say we want a sign up for a 10% discount. That just happens to be something I've already typed in previously. Just give your landing page a name. This is for your benefit, so you'll be able to identify it from the list of other campaigns and landing pages that you have. And then you also want to select the list that you want people to be signing up to. So just choose that from the drop-down list and just take note of the little note underneath that says you'll be able to segment people as you go along. So let's click Begin, and this will kind of give us a bit of a base default sign up page that Mailchimp has, and we can start customizing this page now to suit our needs. So you see we've got lots of different blocks of things that we can add onto our page, but for the purposes of today, let's just go ahead with what they've given us here. We have an option to put our logo at the top here, then put in a bit of a attention grabbing headline. What are we going to be offering to people and what's going to compel them to want to give us their email address in exchange for something that we give to them. And then we have an option just to, entice them a little bit further as to what they'll actually get, and then how they will actually give us their email address. And we'll also add in first name here, and then the button that they actually click to subscribe and get that all going. So first of all, let's have a look at our page design. So this gray space that's behind, you can replace this with things like images or even just a plain picture, plain color. So your branding colors, for example, could be an option here. But let's just click into the design section and go to page, and let's look at what that looks like with an image behind instead of color. So that's just kind of showing us what will be there. We'll go in and add an image, and in our content manager you can either choose from any full images that you already have uploaded, or you can upload a new one if you have a specific one that you'd like to create and have set up for this. Let's just choose an image that we have here and then just click insert, and we'll see that's now downloaded that into the background, and we've kind of got a nice, it's not kind of overpowering, and it's giving people a bit of a feel for our brand without it kind of really taking the center stage, because really we want them to focus on what's going on here on the form. So I'm happy with that. You can also add in a different color. So for example, for people who, their computer was running a bit slow and the image wasn't downloading, they'll see the color instead. So you can change that again in line with your branding colors, so you can have both of those options there. So the next thing that we want to do is actually go and start making some changes to what's going on here. So let's just work our way down the page, and let's first of all replace this default logo. So if I just click on the different blocks and click the little edit button, I'll be able to make changes to those. And again, I'm being taken back into the content manager, and I just want to grab one of my logos and pop that at the top. So it's keeping it pretty simple, but just going ahead with people being able to recognize something that's part of my shop or my brand online. The next thing I want to do is replace this heading here. So for this one, I might put something like, get 10% off your first shop, or want 10% off. That could be, make it a question that they have to answer, because in their mind they'd be going, of course I want 10% off my first shop, who wouldn't? So that's nice. Keep moving down, and then we might want to use this space to kind of further iterate why. So you want 10% off your first shop. Here's some good reasons why, and you might have something yourself already written. I've got a little bit of text here that I might want to say. Here's what else you're going to get when you sign up to my newsletter. You'll get 10% off my first shop, but you'll also get on my VIP list to be the first to hear when we have new products released or other promotions and deals going on, kind of thing. So these are some other great things that you're going to get when you sign up to my newsletter, not just 10% off the first time. So that kind of helps to encourage them to stay on my list, or to go, actually 10% is worth it because I'll also get to hear of this other great stuff going on. So over here you've got some formatting options. You can change those and do whatever you like. I might just bump up the size a bit here, and I'll also push this one up even more because that's the real attractive thing here. You also have some style options. So on any of these blocks you have a few different options specifically for those blocks. All I might want to do here is maybe I'll just make the spacing a little bit wider so it's not quite so kind of blocked in. So you can change if you have specific fonts for your brand, or you like different sizes or alignments, all of that kind of stuff you can change here. And we'll just press save for that because we don't want to make any other changes. I'm happy with that. The next thing we'll do is to go down here and change or have a look at what they'll actually be completing on the form when they sign up. Email address is the default because there's no sign up if there's no email address. So you'll always have an email address. But I like to also collect first name because over time it's nice to be able to personalize messages that you send to people. So rather than just being, dear customer, here's my latest promotion, you can use people's names. Dear Sally, hey, want a further 10% off? Share this discount code with your friends. That kind of thing. And that's basically all that we have available here. And that's because I don't have any further fields set up for this list. So if on your list you have further fields set up that, maybe you have different interests or products that people are specifically interested in, you might be able to add other fields to your page depending on what you've got on your list. The other thing I'd like to do is change this button from saying subscribe to saying something a little bit more useful and a little bit more fun and kind of enticing. So get your discount now. And that's just reiterating that to get my discount, I want to click this button. It's not really enticing to people to go subscribe. It's always remembering what's in it for them. They want to get their discount. So here's how you get it. Pop that in. Now, as we scroll further down the page, we also see we have options to what happens after the form's submitted. So very simply on these landing pages, what can happen is this form can be replaced with a message. So by default, you can see that they're suggesting that they could put in success, you've been added to this list. So again, it's not really the thing that the person is going to be that interested in, or is going to be, yay, I'm on the list now. So what we can do is we can change up that text ourselves. So we can say something like, you're in, because they want to know that they are on the list and they do get the discount because that's what they're interested in. So then we could say, we can actually email them the discount, but they're here on your site, they're probably ready to shop. So it's probably for these kind of freebies, when you're giving a discount that people want to use straight away, why not just give it to them right here on the page? So you can just say, use the promo code first shop and get 10% off now. Now the other thing that we'll want to do is we want to help them do this, right? So it's also good to put a link back to your shop from this page, because we'll be able to, this is a separate page which doesn't actually live on our website. So we want always to allow people to take the next action. So the next action that we want people to take is to start shopping and use this discount code. So if we pop on start shopping now and we make this a link to our shop, that will then give them a way to grab their promo code and then go straight over to the shop and start shopping. We will also send them an email which has that code in it in case right now wasn't the time when they were able to shop, or they forget about it by the time they go to the shop and they have a browse around, they forget what the promo code is, that kind of thing. So we'll have both of those options available for them. So here under Start Shopping, we just want to use the link and we want to just add in our website address. And I would want to send them straight to the shop so that they are able to, like we said, just get started going right now. So again, like with our message up the top here, we're able to make some formatting changes based on how you basically want it to look. I'm going to again raise the size up. This is the bit here that I really want to stand out, so I'll get that right up, and maybe I'll bold the promo code so that stands out to them. So you can just have a play around with whatever you want to do here. And obviously you will have set up that promo code in your shop, but that's separate to this. So that's showing us now, once they sign up, they're going to be shown this message. We can exit that preview and get back to seeing what the form looks like, and then we can see that again. We do have other options. We can send them to a thank you page. So you might have a nicely set up thank you page on your website that offers them the promo code and also has some suggested products, for example, that they might want to start shopping with. Maybe they're things you have on sale. There's lots of different options for things that you could do. So just be aware that with these landing pages, you can either show a confirmation message right here, or you can send them to another address. So as soon as they hit get your discount now, they would be redirected to that address. But whatever you do, you want to give them some way to confirm that either they're going to get their discount code or here is the discount code, is what you're basically wanting to do here now. You can as well change the color of the things on this page. So for your form. So you could change your button color if this color didn't match with your brand, for example. So maybe you have some different colors that you want to put in. Either you know the code, or you can click in here and you can kind of just scroll around till you find something that suits your brand, and both the actual color and then the hover color. It's good sometimes to have a hover color because that then allows people to kind of know that this is an active button. I kind of might like to make them slightly different but still kind of complementary. So you can just have a look around at what you might want to change. Your text color on these buttons, maybe because everything else is black on the page, I might want to have that black as well. So just think about what would work for you and for your brand. Once you're kind of happy with the page, and this is just a nice simple one, we haven't put too much time and effort into it, as you can see, but what we basically have now is a page that we can send people directly to and start getting them onto our email list. So if I press save and close now, that's going to let me finish off a few more nice things to have with my page. So the page title, as it says, this will appear in the browser's title bar. So that's something like this. When they have this page open, this is the text here that you're popping in now. So I like this one that Mailchimp have. So 10%. And you can, even pop in the name of your company as well, just to keep that branding nicely kind of coordinated with what they're thinking. Now the URL with the Mailchimp, with the free account, you can't customize the first part of the domain. So this is going to be generated randomly, and it's always going to say Mailchimp. You can have control over the last part of the URL, and basically it's just one more indicator to people as to what they're getting. I don't know, 10% discount. It doesn't have to be too fancy. Now you can, as you can see here, you can use your own domain if you pay for it. But when you're just getting started, I wouldn't worry too much about that. You can also use things like bit.ly to shorten your URL. So when you share this URL on places like your social media profile, bit.ly will kind of hide this part of it so that it's not really apparent to people that it's a Mailchimp thing. So there's different things, and there's other URL shorteners and things like that rebranders that you can use, so that when people actually see your link, it can be a bit more friendly. But at the end of the day, once they've kind of gotten to the page, it doesn't really matter too much what it says up the top here. So we'll just say save there. And then this is just confirming, yes, this was the list that I want people to be signing up with, and I have already done my content, so I don't need to make a change. But if I wanted to go back in and make a change here, I could. Now down the bottom here, you'll want to have this set up. You'll want to have in your account tracking with the different things. I'd probably want Facebook Pixel and Google Analytics at a minimum. Might as well track with Mailchimp as well, so that you get some of that analytics and reporting. That just lets you then be able to do things like retarget people on Facebook or in your Google Ads as to whether or not they have, if they've bought this, maybe they'll want to buy. If they've taken up your discount, maybe they'll be prime for some promotions or different ads that you might want to target them with later. And also with the Google Analytics, it will also help you to be able to know whether people, how they've tracked through your site, whether they've actually taken up, they've gone further, they've taken the promo code, then they've gone on to buy. So it's useful for you to have that kind of information. So I would set that up separately as well. But for this actual page, we are pretty much ready here. Don't worry. Mailchimp's giving you this nice little affirmation at the top. Don't worry, no one will see this page until you share your URL. So you can go ahead and publish this now, or if you want to come back and finish off a few things, you can use that finish off later. But that's pretty much all we want to do. They give you the high five that yay, it's ready to go, and this is the URL that you will use and share your page. And they're also trying to help you then with the next steps that you might want to take. So this would be a nice option here to create an automated welcome email to welcome people onto the list. In that first email, you could reshare your discount code, and then you might want to follow up with a few other emails over the next week to kind of show them a few other things that you have available in the shop, prompting them if they haven't used their discount code that here's a few things they might want to use it on. So you can kind of help build that relationship. Once they're on your list, you can start to nurture them and help them to kind of keep you at front of mind for when they want to buy something for their nibblings. So for us though, let's just go and have a look at this page. We'll just click on that link, and here it is, pretty much exactly as we previewed it. We are now able to take that link, like we said, and we can use it in different places. So for example, on Instagram, in my Instagram profile, I could now replace this link here with the this URL, which will then help encourage people to get onto my list, which would also help encourage them to buy because they're getting a discount. So in many ways, it could be better to have a link to your newsletter rather than a link directly to your shop. But that's your strategy, depending on you, what you'd like to do. But now you have the option to be able to have something set up that you can direct people to, and you can use that link in lots of different places. You can link to it from your website, you can link to it from Facebook, or you can include it in any newsletters that you send out to your current list. Just think about how you might be able to use those going forward. And just remember that you can come back and reuse that landing page in different ways at different times, and you can access it anytime here under campaigns. If you click in that little filter box, you'll be able to filter and just show yourself the landing pages, because once you start building other campaigns, it'll get a little bit lost in there. So see how that goes with you, and good luck with setting up your first landing page to encourage people to get onto your list. It's a real doozy, this one, actually.